And we're live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Susan and Dan. What are we doing? We're doing updates. We're doing updates, things you need to know within Geek Out, things that you need to know. I don't know if we have ClickFunnels. I put ClickFunnels updates in the title. We'll see if we get to that. But we are counting down to FHL. Dan, you got your ticket. You got your airline.
Yep. Got a hotel room.
You got a hotel room.
Hopefully, I'd hate to show up and not have a hotel room. That would really not be good. I'll be going across the street and staying at Disney, I guess, at that point.
Make a really last minute booking at an Airbnb or something. Yeah, or find a roomie.
So on my calendar, I got 24 days left until Funnel Hacking Live. What do you have on yours? You're even less because you're going a couple days earlier than I am.
Well, yeah. So I guess 24 days plus a couple days or minus a couple days.
You're like 22.
Minus 3 days. So I've got 21 days till I'm out there.
So you're going to be there Sunday.
The official countdown clock on the Funnel Hacking Live website has 25 days and 7 hours or 8 hours, just under 8 hours. So it's getting close. Because it's getting close, we've been thinking a lot about what we need to do to get prepared. So we've been, I don't know if you guys saw our pitch yesterday, calling it a pitch because it was, but our video, our live stream from yesterday, where Andrea and I were talking about what we're doing so we can get prepared. We did put out this offer where we would like you to come with us. If you're going to FHL, we're inviting you to come join us in this ultimate prep for, whoa, what is happening with my monitor? There we go. Okay. You seeing that?
Yeah, it's flashing.
It's flashing black?
Well, yeah, mostly black, but the page flashed a couple times on there.
Okay, let me try sharing that a different way.
But yeah, you'd said you had too many tabs open.
I closed almost all of them, and I'm sharing my entire screen. Okay, there we go. It was being weird with StreamYard. Okay. So yeah, if you go to Geek Out, I know Dan just put the links in one of our streams. We're streaming to 3 places right now. So if you don't see the link, it is geekoutconnect.com. And if you go to /FHL countdown, you'll get there.
Are you typing it into the Geek Out group?
Yeah, I'm typing it into the YouTube. I'm just on StreamYard. I'm not on I don't have it pulled up yet.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we got 3 weeks. We got 3 weeks until FHL. We want to get you guys prepared. So we are doing a 3 workshop series. The first one, we're bringing in Christopher Cross. He is awesome. He's helping our team as well as some of you guys, you Geek Out people, to learn how to effectively document your story and your journey. We think this is so important when you are going to a big event like this. One, you're probably going to have some sort of pivotal moment while you're there. And 2, later on, you're probably going to want to share that. And how awesome would it be to be able to have it documented? And you can go and tell it in a webinar, tell it in any of your marketing. You can use the content that you're capturing in your marketing material, in your stories, garner a bunch of buzz and eyes on you during this event. I gotta say that one of the things that we've been really successful at doing is piggybacking off of the buzz around ClickFunnels stuff. When we created this group for the first time, a CF 2.0 Geek Out group, it was off of the very first announcement of ClickFunnels 2.0. Then when it really started growing, it was during the launch of ClickFunnels 2.0. We really took advantage of those big moments within the company. You guys can do the same thing. There's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of hashtags that get used. If you're creating content and posting it to your profile or in your group, and you're using this event as a way to attract more attention to yourself, it's always a good thing. So that's workshop number 1. Workshop number 2 is when we attend a live event, usually we are connecting with people, right? Ideally, we're connecting with people. And a lot of the times, not so much at Funnel Hacking Live, but in a lot of other businessy conferences, it's like, oh, give me your business card. Oh, do you have a business card? I think a lot of people that go to Funnel Hacking Live have learned that not very many people have business cards. So you don't get that question as often, but it still comes up. So we don't use business cards. I don't have business cards. I don't see the point in having them for the one time that I'm going anywhere in the years. So we are going to help you create a digital business card, which is basically a funnel hub. And or you can have both, or a like link tree alternative. We call them funnel trees, but it's basically where you would have like a link in bio page. And we have templates for both of these. We're giving you share funnel files for these. And we're just going to help you get these assets ready so that when you are at Funnel Hacking Live, you will be able to connect with people and send them to these assets rather than saying like, oh, I don't have anything. Let's connect on Facebook. Because then you'll have somewhere to send them where they can learn more about you, hopefully get onto like your email list, and now you're connected in a more meaningful way. Okay, so that's workshop number 2. Workshop number 3 is we want you to make sure that you have a clear goal, a clear intention when you are at Funnel Hacking Live. If you are there to network, we want to make sure that you know the best ways to network, the best ways to have those conversations. We got a lot of you telling us that you were scared that you're maybe too introverted, or maybe there's too many people to connect to. How do I get connected to the right people? And so we want to help you with that by giving you our best advice, giving you our tips for networking, helping you set those intentions. Okay, like I was just having a conversation with a friend this morning about this, and she realized like, oh, okay, when I'm there, the only thing I'm going to focus on is connecting with these types of people that are going to be more like partners for me versus clients for me. Like she's in it for partnering with people, not for finding more clients. So she's very clear on her intention now. So she is going to probably do awesome because her mind's already going to be working and helping her to find those people. Like subconsciously, she's going to know. And now I know who she's looking for. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'll be like, oh, I need to connect you with my friend because she can help you with that. So that's the other thing is that during this time, we've got probably about 40 of you guys already going to be you're invited and participating in these. So if we all kind of know what each other's goals are and intentions are, we will be able to help each other by finding the right connections. If your goal is just to be able to get through it and survive and not get overwhelmed, we'll know that and we can help you with that. So that's the other piece of it is you're going to have a community of us geeks. And then we're also having a Geek Out meetup the Wednesday mornings, the first day of Funnel Hacking Live before it gets started. We're going to have a meetup and there will be more details about that coming soon. So this is what we have going on. We start next Wednesday. It is on here somewhere. We start next Wednesday. Our Geek Out Academy members, if you are a Geek Out Academy member, either Cornerstone or the Catalyst Continuum levels, you get this for free. You don't need to come and register. If you are not in Geek Out Academy, it's $97 to participate in all 3 workshops. Or let me scroll back up. Actually, there's a link right there. All of these are links. Or you could just go sign up for our level 1 Geek Out Academy for $47 a month and you get in. So either pay $97 or come join us in Geek Out Academy for $47 a month. And there's more details about what that includes on that page. So we start next Wednesday, September 6th. And then it'll be the 13th and the 20th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, $97. Anything I missed, Dan?
Yes. What's the link at the very top of the page?
Yes. I saw that in the FAQs just now. Okay. Do you want to tell them about this? You tell them. I'm talking a lot.
Well, It's very simple. Do you have a ticket to Funnel Hacking Live? Because if you don't have a ticket to Funnel Hacking Live, you're not going to get to hang out with all of us. You're not going to get to see all the speakers. You're not going to have an incredible experience. And so we have a link at the very top of the page there. It makes it very easy for you to be able to go and get your ticket to Funnel Hacking Live. My understanding is there's still tickets left, and there's still room in the room block in the hotel itself, which again, I've not been in this hotel, but I've seen pictures of it. This place is ginormous.
It is.
And you don't want to be staying across the street at Disney or anything else, because you want to be in the building here with the rest of the people. There's going to be 5,000 like-minded people. They're all going to be there. They're going to be hanging out. And you don't want to be, I have to go because I have a half-hour commute to my hotel or something like that. No, you want to be right there in the hotel as well. So grab a hold of your ticket. You can also get one for your spouse, business partner, whatever, a little bit of a discounted price. But we got the link right there on the page for you, so you don't have to go too far.
Yes. And if you use this link to get your ticket or a ticket for someone else, you get our Countdown to FHL workshops for free. So yep. we'll just see that, or you can send us a message just to confirm it. But we'll be able to see that on our end. And then we'll give you access. So,
and one of the things I would say about an advantage to getting involved with this now, we already said we got like 40 people. So I'm going to tell you my experience real quickly of the one time I was at Funnel Hacking Live. It was in 2018. And the main reason we went is because it was being held actually on the grounds of Disneyland at the Coronado Resort there. So my wife's a Disney freak. I like going there too. So we said, okay, we're going to go to this thing. But in 2018, I didn't know a soul. I mean, there was like two people I knew, and that was Steve Larson and his buddy Colton. Those are the only two people I knew there. And Susan, were you there in 2018?
No, I wasn't. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I knew you then.
I don't think so. I think I joined Catherine's program in 2019.
Yeah, I think it was like 2018 later on that I joined Catherine's program too. So the only reason I knew Steve and Colton is because I was in their MLM, in their downline. Otherwise, I didn't know a soul in a room full of 3,000 people. And I'm there with my wife. And I'm not the most outgoing person in the first place. And I'm just standing there in a sea of people, and I'm scared to death. I didn't know anybody. You know, I'm a 55-year-old guy. I'm big and tough and all this, and I'm just going, I don't know anybody. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to talk to them about. And because we're going to be 40, 50 people strong, we're all getting to know each other as we're on all these calls all the time together. Plus, you're going to be on those 3 calls. Plus, we're going to have a meetup on Wednesday morning. So you're going to have your posse. You're going to have your people that if, you know, when you need to shelter, you can go find a couple of your now new friends and you can go and talk to them. And then, like Susan said, is because we're all going to know who we want to be marketing to, or not marketing to, but talking to and being a part of their conversations. We're going to be able to help each other and go, oh, hey, go over there and talk to those people over there. Or, you know, but either way, you know, if we're standing there in a group of 50 people, you're going to be attracting other people to you. Because you're all going to be standing there and talking and laughing, and the people who want to get involved are going to come up and start being attracted to you. I was saying to Susan the other day, it was nice about in 2018 that I knew nobody. Now my problem is there's going to be all kinds of people I know. And again, I'm more introverted than I probably appear on these shows. And so, yeah, I mean, that alone for me is going to freak me out. Where Andrea yesterday, she's like, "Oh my God, it's going to charge my battery. It's going to be so great." And I'm like, going, "Okay."
Andrea's an extrovert.
yeah, like totally the opposite.
I am also an introvert. There will be plenty of quiet time alone in a room somewhere to recharge my battery.
Yeah, I think it's called the bathroom. So you always have the bathroom to go hide in if you need to. So I need 5 minutes alone, please.
I just need to eat this meal by myself. No, it's good, but definitely take advantage of networking too, because you're not going to have the opportunities through the rest of the year to do the kind of networking you can do at Funnel Hacking Live.
Well, and one point you just brought up there just briefly is food. Now, I have not been to this resort before.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't go the 2 years when it was in Nashville is because it was at the Gaylord Opryland Resort, and I've been there before, and I hated that place. And I said, as long as they have it there, I'm never going back. I'm not going to go there. I went there for a Dan Kennedy event 20 years ago, and I'm still scarred. And so the this place is going to be huge. So I got a couple questions for you because you were there last year in the same building, the same place as last year, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the same place.
Okay. What is the availability of water? Now, I saw some messages you were sending between us personally earlier, and they do have a lot of the delivery services and stuff like that now that they didn't have 5 years ago. So water is always a concern. It's always difficult, if not impossible, to find water, especially water that doesn't cost $10 a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Type of events.
Yeah.
So what is your suggestion on that?
Yeah, no, it's great. Bring a water bottle with you or buy one when you get there, like a disposable one that you plan on refilling. And they do have like water jugs and containers at the back of the room that they keep full. So you can go to the back, refill your water up. They also have drinking fountains throughout. You shouldn't have to be buying water. They keep the water at the back. They even have like cups. So if you're like, oh, I forgot my water bottle in the room, they have like little drink cups that you can fill it up.
Okay,
so you should be good on water. As far as food goes, this location doesn't have a restaurant. So the Gaylord resorts have restaurants around. This one's not like that. There's no restaurants, but they do during the ClickFunnels event. They have a bunch of food trucks come and line up just outside of the conference center doors. So there's food trucks that you can eat from. And a lot of the time what I did was I had Uber Eats, like bring me some food. That was pretty simple to do as well. Because the food truck lines got kind of long.
I wasn't aware of that. So do they even have a breakfast restaurant or something on property?
There's no restaurants. There might be some within walking distance. I've never left though, so I don't recall.
Yeah, there's really nothing within walking distance. I was just in Florida right there a few months ago, and there was nothing around there at all.
Yeah.
There's no roads. I mean, there's the road in and there's a road out, and that's about it, I think.
One of the suggestions that I've tried before, but I've realized it doesn't work for me, but it works for a lot of people, is on the first day when you get there, have there's grocery stores in the area, within a few miles. You could order a bunch of stuff from the grocery store, have it delivered, keep it in the fridge in your room. You could always go to your room, grab some food, and then come back out and eat with people. If cutting costs is a concern for you, if you're trying to not spend a ton of money, that's a really good option. Just have a grocery delivery. And
what we've done in the past when staying at Disney is we just jump in an Uber and go to Walmart and fill it up and grab another Uber on the way back. And then we got a couple cases of water. We got, food, snacks, things like that in the room. But, at Disney, there's food everywhere. I'm still just shocked that you said there's not a single restaurant in this entire building. That's
I mean, unless I'm remembering wrong, but I think there's a reason why they had food trucks out there. And it was because there wasn't any restaurants.
Now, again, in 2018, there was 3 or 4 times that Russell fed us throughout the week too. Was that
there? I think that there's one meal that's for everybody. I could be wrong on that though, because now it's a bigger event. That's a lot of people to feed. I think last year they fed us one meal.
Okay. So again, we're saying don't expect to get fed, and it may be hard to get food. So have alternatives. So bring some stuff along, bring snack foods to come into the room with you.
Yeah.
The room for me is, I'm sure it's going to be hot. I'm hot all the time. So, but for some, they may need
every year people say bring a sweater, bring a sweatshirt, because they keep the room so cold. And the last 2 years, I have found that to not be true at all. I'm really hot and dying in there. So I'd plan for both situations.
It's 5,000 people, and they get everybody in there, and they crank up the music so loud you can't hear yourself think, and they're all jumping up and down. So that's another thing you might want to bring along. If you're anything like me, bring along some earplugs or plan on not going into the room right away, because for me, that music just makes my head hurt.
It's pretty loud. Yeah. By the end of the day, your head can really start hurting.
Yeah. And so for me, the doors are going to open and I'm going to step back, let everybody go in, and I'm just going to wait until Devin is done yelling, and then I'll go in myself. I love Devin to death, but the man, or Devon, that's how he calls
it. And I think that it's usually like a half an hour between when the doors open and when they're actually starting. So unless you care about getting like a really front seat, you don't need to be there when doors open.
Yeah, and I'm the kind of guy who forever sat in the back row of the conferences.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm at a Kennedy event, and I always had a reason for sitting in the back row, and I know what it is, and I'll say it here in a minute, but Kennedy, he's up on the stage. It's a room, probably about 1,000 people in it. And he says, okay, everybody who whatever, raise your hand. And they raise their hand, and he looks down at the people like are in the first couple rows. He goes, why are you looking at me? He goes, the people who just raised their hands are your potential business partners. You should be looking at them.
Yeah.
I thought, that's why I sit in the back row.
Interesting.
It's because I want to see who raises their hands when the person on stage asks a question or something. I like to go, okay, yeah. that was 30% of the room. That was 70% of the room. That kind of thing. But also back in the old days with the Kennedy events where they sold stuff, I always like to sit in a place where I could clearly see the table where they were taking the orders.
Yeah.
Russell's always telling the stories. He's like going, oh my God, there was this table rush. And I'm like counting 1, 2, 10, 20, 30. Oh my God, this guy just made $150,000. Well, I was at all those events in the same time period that Russell was at those. And I did exactly the same thing. I would just sit back there and go, holy crap. And he tells a story about, who was it? Whatever. The guy gets done and he comes out and he's got like a stack of papers like this big.
Yeah.
He goes, you know what this is? And Russell's like, a stack of papers. And he goes, no, this is $100,000.
Yeah.
So if you sit in the back, you can see what's going on. If you're sitting in the front row, some people like that. They want to see.
There is a fun experience. So I kind of go back and forth between days and sessions. Like usually I try to find like a middle spot. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to sit in the front for this particular person. Usually it's like a Russell one. I'm like, okay, this is Russell's pitch. I want to be in the front. I actually found that sitting in the front last year, all of the fog machines that they have kind of bothered me.
That's weird.
So I was like, okay, I've had my fill of the front row. I'll go back to my middle row.
Well, now this year you're going to be up in the sky booth in the back, with your headset on, doing the play-by-play.
I do have the invitation to be backstage as much as possible, but I won't be able to like see the presentations if I do that. So I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah. Well, unless you're backstage and you run back around out, and then you're going to be doing enough running. I hope you bought a new pair of sneakers because you're going to wear them.
Oh my gosh. I have some that I need to buy that are like the wide foot natural sneakers because I hate wearing shoes. I'm barefoot like as much as possible.
Oh,
that's
really?
The other thing, like wear comfortable shoes. Yes, you are sitting a lot, but there's also quite a bit of like standing and walking. Like if you're standing waiting for the doors to open, or you're standing chatting with people, or you're walking from the conference room to your room, like it's a big place. Wear comfortable shoes for sure.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is if you think of conferences now, again, my formative days were back in the early 2000s, Kennedy events. Everybody kind of sort of dressed up nicely, usually some sort of dress pants, maybe blue jeans, but now it's shorts, it's sweatpants, it's obviously
casual
ClickFunnels t-shirts,
super casual.
Just cover up the stuff that should be covered up, and otherwise you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean everyone wears their ClickFunnels swag.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of ladies wear like their leggings and yoga pants because they're going for comfort, right? We're sitting there all day. Wear whatever is comfortable to you, whether it's
my plan is
yoga pants or dresses, or suits, wear what's comfortable.
Yeah, sweatpants and a t-shirt. That's what I'm wearing.
Yep.
That's it.
Yes.
A couple other tips I would give along the way is I grabbed one of these here. charging sticks.
Yep.
So you're going to be using your phone a lot, and you're going to see in the audience when Russell's putting up slides, everybody's holding up their phones and taking pictures of the slides and all that kind of stuff. You're going to burn your phone out real fast. Plus, you're going to be, you might have your Bluetooth enabled or something too, and it's going to go faster. So bring along a couple charging sticks if you have them. Also, if you're taking a lot of video and you're saving it to your phone, you're going to want to be able to download that off of your phone every night, or your phone memory is eventually going to fill up.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you got all your cables with you for all that stuff.
Yeah. Great tips. Yeah, I last year I had a phone where my battery would die a lot faster than my phone I have now, and it only had like 64 gigs of space, which like more than half of that's used up by the actual phone operating system and the apps. So I have like maybe 5 gigs of space to work with. I'm like, oh, I got 2 videos. Okay, upload, delete. Okay, I got more video space.
What phone did you have?
It was an old Google Pixel 3, and I went for cheap at the time, so it was only 64 gigs. Now I have like a 200 gig phone, so we're much better off this year.
Yeah, I don't even know what I have. I have an old Apple 10 or iPhone 10. I have no idea what's on here. So
yeah, I mean, if you have extra phones lying around, like old phones that still kind of work, but you don't use it for actual cellular service, bring them along too as backups, because a lot of picture taking happens with the presentations and the slides, because sometimes you just can't write down things as fast as you can just snap a picture. Yeah,
and so just be aware there's going to be people wanting to take pictures, and there's always a couple of people who get busted by the ClickFunnels cops because they're showing up in something too outlandish. Or you could do like Steve Larson did a couple of years ago. Wasn't he running around with like somebody had a capitalist pig outfit on, and on day one they said, I don't think so, Steve. You're going too far.
Yeah, you don't. They actually don't appreciate the over the top advertising of yourself or somebody T-shirts are fine, but anything bigger than that, they've been cracking down on it because it's just kind of annoying. And also, okay, we got Christopher in the chat. He's saying old phones are extra cameras. Christopher, our document your journey guy. Yes, extra cameras. I was gonna say something else that you reminded me of. Something about like when you're something about networking.
Well, you said over promotion, and then you're talking about
a promotion. I think it was. I was gonna say, honestly, the best advice that I've heard recently, I think actually Ben Moot was sharing this with me, was the best advice that he can give somebody is just don't promote yourself at all outwardly. Have conversations with people, get to know people, and then if the opportunity comes up, if they're talking about something that you do, be like, oh, I do that, and that opens up the conversation. But over promoting yourself can sometimes backfire. So,
well, yeah, it depends on how outrageous you are with it.
Yeah,
but like you said, a T-shirt's fine. Just don't put any swear words or something stupid like that on it.
A family friendly event.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of kids there. I mean, even to the point, I think when I was there in 2018, there was like some couple women with babies, and I'm like, for me, that goes too far. And I get it, you couldn't find a babysitter, but it's way too loud in there for a baby. It
is loud. They may just go in there in between music, but yeah, I get it. You want to be there for your business, but you also have a baby. So
yeah,
I think as long as your baby's not crying and interrupting everybody's experience, then you're good.
That would be bad.
Just leave the room when you need to. I also know there's a lot of parents that will alternate. So one of them will be out with the baby while one's in on a session, and then they'll switch. So there's ways to get around it.
This resort again has a big pool, all kinds of water slides and stuff.
I was going to bring my family this year, but we're not, because I was like, you guys can just like hang out at there's like a water park at at this hotel. Yeah, it's got several areas to swim, a whole water park with slides. There's like some hot tub stuff. So yeah, bring your swimsuits.
Yeah, and then you got Disney right across the street, and you got Disney Springs right there too. But for the kids, there's also at least one, if not two, water parks inside of Disney as well.
Yeah.
So if you had your kids there, you could do that. And like I said, Disney Springs is right across the street, which is just a massive shopping center with all kinds of restaurants and everything else in there too, if you have never been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool down there. I don't think I'd want to live down there just because the summer times are worse than Arizona, even as far as
all the humidity. I'd rather live in Arizona than in Florida, and I wouldn't ever live in Arizona either. So it's too hot. I can't handle it. Yeah. Okay, so that's a lot on FHL. If you guys have any more questions, come join us or ask us, and then also come join us in the Countdown to FHL, because we're going to be covering more of our advice, and then help you get some assets ready for actually sharing while you're there. Okay. The other thing that we want to make sure you know about is if you are new into our community and you're wondering, like, what's the best place for me to start? What should I be doing to like start in what we have to offer? And that would be our challenge, which we have an evergreen version of it now officially. If you go to createcontinuitychallenge.com, and let me type that one more time so I can grab the URL. Createcontinuitychallenge.com and sign up for this. You get instant access. You get to access the challenge in our membership area. And this walks you through how to basically create your plan for being able to teach your expertise to people. So if you are interested in like creating a course or some other type of learning program for your people, this is going to help you do that. It's also, I don't think we say it enough on this page. We probably need to change some of our language on this page. But we also, through the challenge, are helping you to create your linchpin plan. So you hear Russell talk a lot about linchpin. That's what Funnel Hacking Live is going to be completely about. He just released a book all about the linchpin framework. So in our challenge, we help you create your linchpin plan. Combine that with our journey crafting plan, which we believe together is like the ultimate combination. The linchpin framework is the business model, and then journey crafting is the service model, how you're serving your people within the linchpin model. So it's a free challenge. Come sign up here. You get to access it for free, and it's awesome. This page will walk you through all that you actually get from it. Andrea did awesome with the challenge. She's the one you'll see in the videos guiding you through the experience. 100% free. Totally awesome.
And the one thing with this challenge here too, it's not your typical challenge, which is basically just a sideways webinar, or even a challenge where they do actually give you content throughout the days. This one here, Andrea actually, because I was shocked when I saw it, because I didn't see any version of it before. She actually took the time to work with people on the call and move them forward. And that's one thing. If you're doing something yourself and you're looking for something to model, look at this, because whenever you give people what's the word I'm thinking of, something in advance, results in advance, they're going to love you, and so just give and give and give and give and give. I mean, we talk about this on the ambassador calls all the time. It's just about, you just have to be in the mindset of giving. And the more you do that, the more it'll come back to you. I mean, you can go to Proverbs, you can do all kinds of stuff, and it's always the same thing as said. You get into metaphysics in any way, shape, or form, and it's always the same thing. The more you give, the more you'll get back.
Yeah. She ran it a lot like a workshop. We do workshops all the time. So when we decided we would do a challenge, we knew we wanted to keep it to 2 days, and each day is 2 hours. because it's totally set up like workshop style. Like we're I say we, but it's really Andrea. Andrea did the whole thing. It's awesome. She teaches something and then she has you execute on it. She teaches something and then she's like, okay, now make this decision. So by the end of day one, you have your linchpin plan mapped out. If you go search within the CF 2.0 Geek Out group for like homework, the keyword homework, or maybe even linchpin, you will see people that have gone through this challenge and they've come back into the group and they've posted their linchpin plan. We had people saying like, oh my gosh, I never had a business plan before this. Now I have a business plan. It's really cool to see. And then day two is like I said, it's mapping out the service plan. So you have your business plan, now you have your service plan. Like, okay, now I know like what funnels I need to build and what kind of offers I need to create, but like, what does that look like? How am I actually serving people? What kind of journey am I taking them through? And so those two things together give you the entire plan of what you need to go and create your first. We have you start with continuity. So go and create your first continuity membership. And we walk you through, if you're familiar with linchpin, there's like level 1, level 2, and level 3 of continuity. We're focusing on level 1 and level 2 right now. And so we kind of have you pick like, which one do you want to focus in on? And Andrea helps you decide. She helps you make all the decisions by telling you like, if you're this or you want to do this, choose this thing. If you're this, choose this thing over here. And she helps you make these decisions throughout the entire day 1 and day 2. It's like the coolest challenge ever. Really awesome. So go check it out. Totally free. Full disclosure, at the end of the challenge, we make you an offer to keep working with us and actually help you execute on your plan, because the challenge is going to help you create the plan. It's going to give you the ideas that you need to move forward, but then we're going to help you actually execute on it if you continue with us.
Well, and the thing, like you said, is it's basically a workshop. So if you like the format, if you like what Andrea does, what she does a couple times a week now is takes it, 10x's that, and really goes deep with you and works with you. And, on these calls, we never have more than 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And so there's a 2-hour call. There's all kinds of opportunity for Andrea, Susan, myself, whoever's on the call, Nicole, to actually work with the people and, really flesh out what their business looks like. And I think for the first time, in many cases, this is the first time that people have actually been able to figure out what their business is.
Yeah.
It's basically figure out what they want to do when they grow up. Because the very first thing that she does is the extract and clarify, which is basically about, forget about your avatar, forget about the market you think you're going to be in. Let's figure out who the hell you are first. Because if you try to jam yourself into a business that you don't want to be in, you're going to be like me for 11 years trying to, after I get out of the mortgage business, to try to teach real estate agents and mortgage brokers how to do blogging. Well, the reason why they never worked for me is because I hated real estate agents and mortgage brokers. So it never worked for me, but I wasted 11 years of my life doing that. And then I finally said, oh, I really like doing membership sites. And then life changed.
Changes. Yeah. So if you're in that situation where you're like, well, I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm not really settled on it, this is for you. If you're like, I know exactly what I'm doing, I just need help like getting things organized to do it, this challenge is for you. Christopher's in the comments. He's like, that's me. I think for when Dan was saying it's going to help you figure out what you want to be when you grow up.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Christopher is a prime example of what happened when he came into our program. He was thinking he was going to go one way and was starting to go down that path. But because he kept showing up to the calls and we kept talking him through his ideas and almost crowdsourcing ideas for him. Like I think everyone on the calls contributes to one another. He has like the coolest program now that is actually not at all the direction he was going to go, but he's still able, the original plan is still embedded into it. So he still gets to do what he wanted to do, but now he has like a sexier way of selling it to people. So that's the power of showing up to like having a community, being part of something, showing up to the calls that you have access to, because you don't know what ideas are going to come. You don't know where, what life experience people have that they can give you. Just yesterday, we were on a hot seat call for our Geek Out Academy, and Yuri in our program was talking about his real estate business, and Dan, he's been in real estate, and then also Tony also had like some experience in that.
Oh, yeah.
And so all these, I'm like, I have no idea anything about real estate. So like, it's just awesome to have the community be able to help each other, and everyone's got experience in something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really comes down to, especially on the hot seat calls, it's really just a mastermind.
Yeah.
A bunch of people getting on there, and I'm 60 years old, and Tony's 65, and Yuri looked like he was at least in his 40s, and between the three of us, we have 100+ years experience in the real estate business, and you can kind of bounce some ideas off of each other.
Yeah, it's really fun. So the challenge, Create Continuity Challenge, is your first step in doing that, because we actually have you go through this exercise of creating this plan. It's the first thing we have you do when you join into either of our Geek Out Academy levels. So, and you get to do it for free. You don't even have to join anything. You just got to sign up and get it for free. So highly recommend. All right.
Well, before we go, I have one question for you, Susan.
Okay.
Did you get any of the sushi this morning?
I did, right before I came home for this. I actually, okay, so funny thing. All right, let me start over. So today is, I think, like a second day. I think they did one last week, and then there's this week of what Russell calls decade in a day. And I know Russell didn't coin that. Someone else has been doing that for years. But decade in a day, where members of Inner Circle are able to either fly out to Boise. Some of them were actually attending virtually as well. And they get 15 minutes to ask Russell questions. And Russell gives them one-on-one advice. So I got to go attend that this morning. And I actually showed up like a half an hour late and was just sitting in there, started taking notes. And then it started at 9. I got there at 9:30. And then by like 10:30, like an hour into it, I was like pumped. I was like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I want to just go like do stuff. Like I want to go back home and work. Like I have so many things I want to go do now. It was just an hour of just hearing his advice to people. I'm like, okay, I got to go do this. Not like more ideas of like, now I'm getting distracted, but it's more of like things that we already have planned. And I just got so motivated to like, just go do the thing. So I almost left. I almost got up and walked out because I was like, I just want to go home and work. But I was like, no, I'm going to stay. I don't get like, this is an awesome opportunity. I'm going to stay and see, more. Like I'm going to probably get more if I just stay another hour. And so I stayed until the lunch break, and I was like, as it got closer, I was like, okay, if I stay till the lunch break, I bet they're feeding everybody. I can probably get lunch before I leave. And then Russell announced that it's sushi day. I'm like, yes, I made the right choice, because sushi at ClickFunnels is like the best. So yes, I got my sushi. I got so many cool ideas, but it was just really awesome to be able to sit in the room. Like Inner Circle, like that should be on everyone's like vision board. Like to get into Inner Circle is crazy, the amount of expertise and knowledge that is in that room. And everybody is like hi, I'm making like 30K a month and I'm trying to get to like 60K a month. How do you help me do that? Or a lot of them were like, I'm making like 3 million a year right now. How do I get to 10 million a year? Like, oh my gosh, like I am clearly not meant for this room right now. But the advice was still awesome. But that's the game that they're playing. That's what we should all be striving for.
Yeah.
Why not?
Now, was Russell's answer to every one of those people who are making $3 million a year, was it, go talk to Alex Hermosi and he'll buy half of your company, and
No.
then he'll ramp it up for you?
No, it was not his advice to all of them. Actually, he had very unique answers for everybody because the questions were all so good. However, a lot of the questions kept coming back to like linchpin. He's like, okay, well, let's talk about that. Like it always got directed. Like his advice, like he practices what he preaches. Like he genuinely believes that linchpin is the model for everybody, and so most of the time the answer had something to do with like, well, let's do this because it's actually like linchpin and it's what you need. And then by the end of it, they're like, oh my gosh, like that's the answer. Like, guys, we have the answers right here, but they just need Russell to tell them. And some of them got up there and they're like, I think that this is what I need to do. And they were really just looking for Russell to confirm that they were on the right track. But it always came back to some sort of like continuity that they were missing in their business. That was the answer for all of the people that were wanting to scale. Like one of the things that Russell would always ask them is like, okay, well, do you have a membership in your business right now? Do you have continuity? And one of them had like an upsell. It was like a challenge registration to a VIP upsell for like $100. And we all know the model that Russell's been following. He doesn't do a VIP for $100. You get free VIP access when you get my 30-day free trial. And so that was the advice that he gave him, was like, and he did the math. He's like, you got this many people to pay you $100 for your VIP. Look at how much money you would have made if you had given it to them for free and asked them all to sign up for a $100 like subscription. And it was like the difference between, it was like $300,000 to $3.5 million. That was the difference if they had just made that one change. So they're going to go make that change because they run this all the time. And now they're going to get like an extra $3 million a year because of that one change.
Well, yeah, Russell's example with ClickFunnels the first year, what was it? I think they were making just on the sale of the $1,000 thing at the end of the webinar, they were going to make like 2.5 million. But when they added in the just the simple little, it's the Mifty is what it is. But I was going to say, basically, it's an order bump when you sign up to go to the webinar. Hey, join ClickFunnels here. What was it? An extra 7.5 million?
Yeah.
That they wouldn't have made otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was my big takeaway, was like almost all of Russell's answers to everybody was just coming right from this book. Like, just go get this book.
Yeah.
And then maybe when we're all too blind to see the way, we can all be an inner circle and just ask Russell to confirm what we already know.
Well, and it's a valid point there, is that a lot of times you're just looking for permission.
Yeah.
You just, somebody to go, yeah, okay, I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Because we're all in a little echo chamber, and the problem is that echo is just inside of our head because we got no one else to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the biggest problems of being an entrepreneur like this, especially now that we're all stuck in our homes.
Mm-hmm.
We're all working from our homes, is we got nobody to talk to. Nobody understands us. And you can't go hang out with your buddies who got a 9-to-5 job and try to talk to them about this. My brother's been in corporate America his whole life. He doesn't have a clue about anything like this.
Oh yeah.
He shows up and he's a middleman somewhere in a big corporation, and he's got some people underneath him, and that's all he understands. He doesn't understand this stuff, and I'm getting to that age where my friends are starting to retire, and I'm just like, okay, what are you guys going to do now? Go fishing? Okay. Have fun.
But you could be doing this. You could be making more money.
You could be doing the linchpin.
You could be, yeah. Anyway, so it was really, really awesome to be able to hear those answers. And it's just really cool to see where everybody's at. I mean, there was people in the room that I recognized, people in the room that I have never met before, and everyone's just there to support, listen to Russell, get his advice, and it kind of felt like it was a great precursor to FHL. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for a few more weeks for us to all be together at Funnel Hacking Live this year. Because that's what it felt like. It was like getting me so pumped. Need to go execute. So, Christopher, I think this is you. It's on vision board already. Yeah, that's the goal for us, I think, right now. So, okay, I think that's it for us. I know we said we would do some ClickFunnels 2.0 updates, but I'm gonna have to probably go just change those descriptions.
No big deal. No one
Yep.
knows it. You know, that's the boring stuff. The updates. You can do that on Funnel Hacker TV all week long. So the next couple of weeks, are you guys like doing 5 days a week with Funnel Hacker TV leading up to the big event?
No, actually, we're back to our normal schedule.
Okay.
We are Funnel Hacker TVs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. During Funnel Hacking Live, we will be live twice a day, starting Wednesday to Saturday. And yeah, so that'll be fun. Twice a day with recording stuff in between. So it'll be busy.
Oh, yeah.
I was just looking on, let me just share my screen one more time. On the ClickFunnels, if you go to clickfunnels.com/pulse, that shows you the real-time updates. That's how I get to this. And there's updates. Two days ago, merge tags available in send email workflow steps. So that's a new update. 2 days ago, send asset workflow step. So that's cool. Oh, so those, I spotted those in the account and I assumed that they were like not released features, but it looks like they are.
Well, like I also found the other day is you can set your products now right from the funnel page itself. You don't have to go back out to the page prior to that, whatever they call it, to set your products.
Oh, cool. That's awesome because I
can tell you didn't watch my bookmark video that I sent you the other day because I talked about it in there.
I have not watched your video yet, Dan.
You should, because I gave you a link to the page with all my bookmarklets on it.
I will. Dan's bookmarklets are amazing. I will do that. Okay. Hey, Donnie. All right. I think we're wrapping it up. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We just wanted to make sure you knew everything that's going on in this community. And ClickFunnels, obviously the big thing right now is Funnel Hacking Live. We hope to see as many of you there with us. We're excited to meet as many of you as possible in person. So if you haven't let us know yet that you're coming, let us know. We are having our Geek Out meetup Wednesday morning. We will send you details about that. We'd like to have your email so we can send details via email. So actually, let me put this link. I'll put the link to the type form that we're using for everyone that's attending Funnel Hacking Live. That way we can stay connected with you before and during the event. So I'll put the type form link into the comments. So I don't have it handy right now. Is it geekoutconnect.com/FHL maybe?
I have no idea.
Maybe. Yes, it is. geekoutconnect.com/FHL will get you to our survey. That way you can give us our email, like specifically for the purpose of us communicating FHL related stuff. If you don't fill out that form, you might miss our FHL related information that we need to pass out to you. So if you haven't yet, go fill out that form.
Did you also say something at one point about a Voxer group or something, or did you?
Yeah, I think we're going to create a Voxer group with everybody. That's all of our geeks that are attending FHL. Might get crazy. Voxer.
With that many people on a Voxer group.
We might want to do Messenger instead. It might make it a little bit better. We'll decide what we want to do with that. So
well, at least turn off the notifications on the Voxer so it's not chirping all day long.
Yes. That'll help us all stay connected and find each other when we need to. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We will see you Monday. Have a great weekend.